Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall, where we are gonna hit end turn a bunch of times here. Hold on, actually some of my units want orders. You know what, you guys are just like exactly where you need to be. In a second here, we're gonna hit end turn a bunch of times. I think this should be over. Like, it may be the case that the AI sends more garbage armies to come and fight us, but they really shouldn't, since their garbage armies have been tremendously unsuccessful. It is a little bit silly, in my opinion, that, like, in the situation we're in, the best way to win the diplomatic unifier victory, the best way to speed up our victory progress in terms of game turns, would be to, like, go hardcore to war, just rush all my armies through this teleporter and try to wipe out Logan, because if we kill Logan, it takes three turns off our victory timer. Obviously, that would be a lot slower in terms of actual human minutes, and I value those a lot more than game turns at the moment. But it's goofy that that's the solution, right? Like, it's a problem I don't know how to solve. I'm actually going to send these guys to Mirabel. Let's just make sure we can't lose this in any way. It's a tricky problem to solve. Like, how do you make a diplomatic victory, a quote-unquote diplomatic victory, work in a game where you want the player's opponents to feel like they are actually playing the game, and as such to, you know, actually want to win, not just let the player do stuff, because in a diegetic sense it would make sense for it to happen. But I think that's maybe a problem that has to be tackled at the at the broad design level. And once you get to the problem of, well, what are they going to just sit back and watch because they're supposed to like the guy? I think that you've already made it intractable. So that's what I think happened here. We have a proposal from Claudius. What could we possibly know? That's a very bad deal for me, and also what would be my motivation for doing that? My planetary unification protocol nears completion, which they need to have a notification for because this UI element only exists if you force it to exist. Alright, I am... You know, what we could do, I suppose, is just hope Claudius will kill Hatil Uruk. I don't think he's close. Final consideration! I mean, it's the same. It's the same consideration. Oh good, a domain invasion. We are getting attacked again. Hatil Uruk has reached Doomsday level 2. I mean, he better figure that whole thing out pretty quickly. And we are, in fact, being attacked by Logan's forces from a different angle, which is annoying. Penster can produce the thingy, and I'm almost going to win, and okay. Well, it doesn't matter if we lose the capital, right? I don't think it does anything. I just need to hold out. So we could send an army back. I also could just, like, I'm gonna just buy a Zenith here. Because I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Yeah, this is not a very powerful army. I'm just gonna buy us a Zenith, I think. And then the Zenith plus the impressive army, the impressive garrison at Penster can just, or Ascendar can just solve this problem. Shouldn't be an issue. I do so love a good Zenith. Oh, they've changed their minds. They're going to go take some random other garbage, and we're just going to auto-resolve. Extremely not the way that would have gone. Like, they might have won, but there's no way that they would have won with that degree of success. They would have lost a lot of units there. And for some reason that affected my victory timer? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's not the one I want. This one is the one I want. Oh, my alliance with the NPC faction ended. Sure, that's not a problem. We can fix that. I'm not 100% sure why it ended. Like, there's no indication when you decline their quests or anything that you're damaging your reputation in a way that's going to matter. So we have to get 80 favor with them, which we can't do. Okay, whatever. Select new research, I don't know. Something. Here. That one. It's just like a frustrating process. I've won, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Just hand me the damn trophy already. Yeah, I'm a little like, what was... Oh, what is this? Fumigation protocol successful. Oh no, we've been fumigated. If anything, that feels like a good thing, because it's just going to keep Hotel Uruk out of my territory, right? I would love to get more information on the thing that just happened. Okay, here we go. The enemy have deployed some sort of gas bomb. A dense flammable gas covers the street, leading to panic and frequent explosions. Oh no. Oh no, whatever shall we do? Okay, and all the damage that Logan's army did has now been undone. What on earth? Alright, Claudius, what is it? Okay, cool, great. I don't know why you needed to call me to tell me that. End turn. Why would Logan move an army over here and attack this place and then just back out immediately? There's some problems with the AI here. We're playing on the highest difficulty too, right? Is he gonna come back and attack it again? He totally is. Okay, you got it, man. You sure showed me. Yep, Gilded Sands. This is that domain invasion. Okay, message from the Paragon. You know what? Accept, because who cares? Like, if the Paragon decide to disintegrate from us, then our timer goes up. Until Uruk has reached Doomsday level 3. He's working hard on it. You gotta give him that. He's really trying. Sort of. And, like, only a long time after we should have won the game, rightfully. You know, I was doing a lot of, like, fiddling around and learning how things work. This is not, like, a realistic victory time. We probably could have won a great deal faster. Especially judging by the amount of, the number of turns that it took for us to win that science victory when I was not particularly optimized for science. Message from the Autonom. Sure, whatever, I'll accept. I accept the charges. Paragon faction demand. Yeah, whatever you guys want. And at this point, in order to stop me from winning, the AI, they could slow us down by breaking our alliance with the other minor faction using covert operations, right? That's a thing that can happen. They could also just... They would have to take my capital and kill my commander, right? Is the only other thing they could do. And I could avoid that happening by just having my commander hide in the middle of my continent. It's a little bit less effective, I suppose, if you don't own an entire continent. That's something that I've always sort of wished that 4X games could have, because this is not an Age of Wonders problem. This happens in a lot of 4X games, where like you have absolutely won, but you're not going to get the screen that says you did win the game for another 30 or 40 turns. I wish they could figure out a good way to make the AI concede when the game is well and truly over, without somehow also making it concede at other times. Absolutely not. Okay, I don't care about any of this. Select new research. It's that one. It's that one. There you go. For some reason, you can't select a tech that is not the next thing in a line unless you hold shift to do it, which is bizarre. It's like, if anybody's clicking on that tech, then the thing they want to do is what happens when you shift click. I don't know why that's not just the default behavior. Okay, but here we go. We finally got our victory on turn 125-ish? I've already forgotten. It's turn 123, according to this beautiful picture of Minte Stygian. Relations with the Autonom have declined. Okay, you know what? I'm assuming that our relations getting all screwy is other players messing with us via covert operations. It turns out not to matter. You stand at the brink of a new age. Your diplomacy and hard work have unified the planet, even though diplomacy isn't really how you did your thing, and also war is a better way of doing the thing than diplomacy is, and this whole victory condition feels pretty half-baked to me. They felt like it... Listen, it's a strategy game, we gotta put in a diplomatic thing, but their hearts weren't in it, it doesn't feel like. So, that means we're gonna go ahead and start a new scenario here. That was Ravaged World, I think. I wish there was a random button. There probably is a random button in the advanced setup, right? This isn't the part I care about. Where is... Here we go. Here we go. This is what I want. I mean, changing the world size. Are the world sizes set? Hold on. Let's go back to the other screen here. It does not give you a number of intended players for the different world sizes. That's the piece of information I want here. Like, this would be a good 6-player world. Alright, well, we'll just put a bunch of stuff on random, and we won't mess with the size or number of players. And mass type, okay, I don't have any templates. That's a... Ooh, it looks like... Well, first of all, I appreciate that they really let you mess with it. This is lovely. I do not appreciate that it seems like there are maybe not random values here. That's probably a pretty specifically me concern, but I really like it when I can get into a 4X world and have no idea what I'm going to find, have to discover it as I play, and then, like, you know, if you change especially in this game, where a lot of the text in the one tree are based on the terrain types, if you were playing in a world that was very random, then the randomness you find would have huge effects on your research path and stuff, but you'd have to figure all that stuff out on the fly. As it is now, if I go in here and turn I can't scroll this anymore for some reason, there we go. If I turn the arid slider all the way up, then I know, as I'm starting the game, well, I'm definitely going to want to do the arid research and whatever, restore the defaults, I guess. We can't really use this thing to do the thing I wanted to do, which was heavily randomize the world. So that being the case, we can just pick from this menu. Heavily citied world. A world that's very xeno-plagued. I think we did Ravaged World and maybe Frontier World before that. I guess let's try a Capital World. This'll be something. This'll be something slightly different. We're gonna go opponent level, quote-unquote very hard. And world threat level up more? This might actually be worse for the AI. We don't have a good sense of how good the AI is at dealing with the independents and NPCs around them, because every time we've ever really gotten into contact with an AI, they've declared war on us and then we've immediately killed them. So it's possible that this will actually make the game easier by having the AI getting constantly dunked on. We'll find out. All right, Amazon. Let's do a custom thing, I guess. So Amazons have access to the bioweapons group and the laser weapons group. Last time we had Arc and Psi. Okay, so this should be fairly different. And the Amazons have some cool looking units. We've seen that before. Command genetically engineered beasts. Sounds great. Terraform forests, manipulate wildlife, increased economy, combat capability in forests, and a racial forest affinity. Which, okay, is bonus morale when fighting in forest hexes. Okay, so that'll be interesting in a world that is not very heavily forested. But if we have some terraforming ability, this will be like we're reclaiming the fallen cities for nature. That'll be a kind of a cool theme for the game. So we've seen Celestian, right? Celestian is what we just did, and it was cool. We've seen Void Tech. We haven't really seen Xenoplague. I haven't seen Promethean. I don't know that I necessarily think fire is on theme as a thing for us if we're trying to, like, replant the world. Synthesis manipulates AIs to their advantage, hacking and compromising systems for their own gain. Uses the arc and kinetic damage channels. So, I suppose there's an interesting question there of whether we want to be leaning into the same damage channels we have over here so that we can try to build some strong linears. You know, if we have multiple things that are buffing our bio output, then obviously that makes all of our bio units a lot better. Or if we want to diversify so that if we run into an enemy that has significant bio and laser resistance... that was weird. Something else on my computer just gained focus for no reason. If we run into something that has significant bio and laser resistance, we're not totally screwed. So synthesis as, like, us taking control of what's left of the broken civilization of the planet and using it to rebuild our new society is kind of a cool idea. I don't know if this actually has any good synergy with Amazon at all. If we weren't going to do synthesis, I guess it would be Xenoplague? Deploy infectious bioweapons. I mean, there's definitely a pretty obvious like thematic synergy there. I kind of want to do this thing just because it would be weird, though. The synthesis Amazons is a strange idea. I like it. All right. What have we started with here? We've started with, let's just set everything to 0. So we learned last time that although Kleptomaniac is basically free points, it has a really significantly deleterious effect on people's opinion of you. So maybe we want to skip that one. Cruelty seems really bad, so maybe let's try to avoid having a vice this time. Unproductive would hurt. I mean, 10%. Losing production always sucks. But 10%'s not that much. And this does give us 2 points to play with. Alright, hold on. Let's go through these. So what are we thinking here? Are we thinking about any particular victory type? Decreases economy research cost, decreases secret technology research cost, and decreases society operations research cost. I mean, there's definitely some interesting stuff to be done there. We still didn't really do any covert ops stuff in the last game. But our hero being super powerful and all of our units leveling up faster is also really interesting. 2 random techs is kind of whatever, since there's such a large number of techs that aren't really very interesting, especially in the social tree. I kind of think this is bad. It would help a lot if it was like you start with 2 random military tree techs, because those are always something. You were deployed with large energy cache. I don't know that I think 300 extra starting energy is actually valuable. So, yeah, one of these 2, maybe. And then, like, post-combat equipment, a laser glaive is a pretty cool name for a weapon. What do we start with if we just go basic? A hunting bow has a chance to poison and a thermal grenade. And we do have some thermal damage already. Maybe it's not so crazy to go for the fire weapons. Sniper. Or a sick Amazon assault mount. We got some pretty good value out of the support vehicle, and so I'm definitely inclined to take the other 2-point commander loadout. Your Lancer, which possesses powerful thermal capabilities. Hold on, what if we did go back to the Promethean thing? Planetary exterminators. Settle in inhospitable places, shield units and colonists from Armageddon. You know, there's a thing about, like, forest fires making way for new growth, right? That's kind of a theme we could lean into. We could take this assault mount and we could be, like, the... basically eco-terrorists. We could basically be eco-terrorists. That's an interesting angle on it, right? We take, like, veteran and we just play a very military game. A very slash and burn sort of game, both physically and also socially. I like it. I think that's a neat idea. Let's do that. Uses the thermal and kinetic damage channels, so our damage channels are kind of all over the place, which is going to have its ups and downs. Yeah, let's do it. So, can we generate a hero who looks like she just wants to watch the world burn? That's the question. Oh wait, that's not the button I want. Here we go. Randomize. Randomize. Ooh. Okay, I think actually what I'm responding to is the orange light being cast by the background, so I guess we could fiddle with the rest of this stuff. But honestly, I kind of like taking a random hero and just trying to create like an idea of a person out of what we are given. And she's projecting some vibes, right? She's like pretty ripped. She looks to me like the kind of person who would set your ass on fire first and ask questions later. And that's, I think, what we're going for. Can we get a name? Bloombringer doesn't really fit. Phoebe the Determined is so good and on brand. Obviously, we gotta fiddle with this, though. Oh, okay. Show me one that looks like a fire or looks like maybe some new growth. If we get some new growth rising out of a fire, that would be great, but that's an awfully specific image to be looking for. Oh, actually, though, that's kind of a new growth thing, right? Is there anything that's more fitting than that? Because I would go for just a fire. This is kind of abstract, but you could think of this as like a mushroom, and here are the flames. The flames have parted, and the mushroom is coming up from the earth. That's it. That's obviously what it is. Perfect. And then, obviously, we're going to need an orange field with, like, some green. That's terrible. It's terrible, but it's totally the color she's already projecting. Okay, that's it. We got it. Who said narrative design was hard? Yo, she is so big. Look at her damn arms. Greetings, Amazon sister. You have used your bioengineering skills to adapt and survive on distant worlds. The collapse of the Union has freed you from ancient dogma. No, we have a brand new dogma, let me tell you. And the slow-moving process of evolution. You have shaped your bodies, society, and environment to meet your own needs and ideals. But no, there are no universal truths. May your sisterhood create a brighter future for all on this world. Oh, it's going to be brighter. Yeah, I'm kind of into this, and this might seem a little bit silly, but this absolutely increases my investment in the game. I'm going to have more fun. That ship is cool looking. I can already tell you I'm going to have more fun with this one, just because of the goofy start we had here. Alright, so our commander starts with 10 skill points. We have piloting already. The Lancer has some thermal laser striking capabilities, which I am very much into. We can get ourselves some Fallout protocols. So that's fire, that's thermal resistance. It's interesting that the thermal damage icon actually does have green in the middle of it. I wonder why. Well, no, it doesn't, though, right? Like, if this is the thermal damage icon, then what is that icon? Is that just a different version that sometimes gets used for some reason? Or is that supposed to be, like, thermal and biological? Unfortunately, there's no way to look in the Imperial Archives for a symbol, and even if there was, I don't know that I think it would be helpful. The hero trains its armies on the properties of biochemical weapons and how to improve their bodies, giving biological units in the army +2 resistance. Well, I mean, our whole army is biological units at the moment. Renewal, okay, gives us a heal. Visual acuity gives us 1 extra hex of range when in cover. We're a vehicle hero, so we're probably large, right? Actually, no, I am not listed as a large unit, so I can benefit from cover. That's interesting. Maybe we take that. And I'm assuming from the coloring here, okay, this is an Amazon-specific hero skill. I might just want to take Deadeye and Range Specialist. I know it's a little bit boring, but you can't argue with the numbers. That's what I'm going to do, I think. We're just going to start with a couple levels of this stuff. And then I guess I have 2 points left. We'll also take Steady Aim, since I can benefit from cover. Alright. Get her nice and murderous. And control a creature's instinctual reactions. The unit gains 300 morale and 5 psionic resistance. Yeah, okay, so this is just giving us normal psionic resistance. It's weird that there are different symbols that are used for the damage types. Like, again, that one has coloration in it that the actual psionic damage thing does not have. I wonder why that's like that. Alright, so we got some birds. We have a little bit of experience using birds like this. I recommend you go murder those guys immediately. So the damage report. I think we're going for a military victory here, which makes sense given that, you know, we did not win the game via military victory yet. Although, there's something to be said for going for a doomsday victory. Like, thematically, I think it makes a lot of sense. And killing all the other players might turn out to just be kind of tedious, especially since the AI is so bad at war. Both, like, on a strategic and tactical level. I don't know, maybe we'll lean toward a doomsday victory. We'll fight people, and we'll simultaneously research doomsday tech, and whichever one of those ends up being the faster way to win, we'll take. This army is not looking terribly powerful. It's all these beetle guys and quartzite. I mean, sure, let's go ahead and kill them. We should be looking around, though. We definitely need to be able to Who are these dudes? Owner unknown. That's kind of strange, right? I mean, it must be a minor faction. I dig their iconography. All right, let's start by fighting these dudes. And can I see, are there any visit sites around here? That is not a visit site, but it would be a cool thing to take over. I do like how much food we got to start with. And there's a lot of food stuff around us. Alright, let's go fight. We'll figure out the rest of this stuff later. So, Bird, you probably want to show up and get some XP. Well, I guess we should actually have a look at what our units do, since we don't know them at all. We have Biomancers. They have, like, magic hologram gauntlets. They have a Bio Blaster, which is pretty basic stuff. They have the ability to put targets to sleep. If resisted, apply slow instead. Restores wounds or removes all non-psionic status effects. Okay, we have seen them do this in combat. All units of this type become scanned. So it's not just the target, but every other unit that has, I'm assuming has the same, like, basic name as the target, like all indentured. That seems pretty powerful. They heal the other units in their stack very easily. Of course, we have our combat experience buff. So those guys seem alright. We have definitely seen Huntresses in action. We gotta remember we got this flash arrow, which seems like a great skill for your basic unit to have. They have visual acuity already, and forest camouflage, which is fine. I wonder if there's anything that actually interacts with the core tag, or if that's just there for so like players can understand, hey, this is my guy. Oh, the Amazon version of the bird is not just a bird, it's a bird with a laser gun. That's pretty cool. I'm into that thing. So you sacrifice your normal melee attack for a laser gun, but you still have swoop. Okay, cool. Let's go fight some dudes. And this is manual combat because we got to get used to using our new units. I'm very excited about getting to the guys. The Amazon unit that really impressed me was the guys who are on like on the back of the same kind of thing that the hero is riding. Because we saw those dudes tear us up pretty badly in a previous game, and I want to be the one doing all of that tearing. All right, Beetles, I know your game. Do my dudes have Overwatch? They do not. So we are a much more aggressive force here. Well, it behooves us to get a scan off, right? Scan has super long range, so we just move into... Well, I don't want to move necessarily into the high cover. I want to make sure that I'm giving the Huntresses a place to stand while they shoot at people. And do these guys have Chain Lightning? Yeah, a 2 hex range. That's a little inconvenient. But like if we move you over to here, let's say that's where we want to fire from. We can go for the flash arrow has a shorter range. Yeah, it's 1 tile short of where I would want to shoot it. I guess it doesn't matter which one we go after. So I'd have to be all the way over here to not have their Chain Lightning be able to jump to the Biomancer. Let's say we scan this dude. So now they have -2 resistance to all these damage types. That's a weird thing for the camera to have done. The Shrike does not have a lot of health. It does have the super evasion damage mode, or fence mode, so maybe the smart move here is like roll up there and go super evasion rather than trying for the bad shot, which we could get, but, you know, is bad. Okay, your lance is a little bit more of a close range weapon. We could get a shot off. We cannot get 2 shots under any circumstances. Let's hold on. What about the rest of the Huntresses? I guess I want to move you first because you're blocking them. This thing is plus 20% damage if you move at least 3 hexes to make up for the lost action point a little bit, so that's nice. Yeah, I guess if you want a shot, you're going to have to go like here. It's a pretty bad shot, but I think it's worth taking. Because if this lands, we may well... Okay. we may well be able to finish the job. Potentially. It's probably worth getting to a spot where I might have to endure some chain lightning to remove one of the chain lightning guys from the table, I think. Alright, I see yellow. That's pretty good odds. I think even a graze would be sufficient here. Yep, cool. Very, very good. And I think instead of having you attack, maybe you just run this way? It doesn't hurt to group up over here because the chain lightning only bounces once. I'm gonna like do this, I suppose, and then defense mode. Same deal over here. Okay. I feel pretty alright about that start. You do not want to run up in melee of my hero. Alright, well, we know what our Biomancer is probably doing here. Seems seems likely that we are going to need some heals. I should speed this up. Yep, they're going exactly where we thought they would go. No big surprise. Alright, so let's do a heal. We do a heal on you. Let's start with the birds here. It's a shame that was so very close to a kill. The flash arrow doesn't do any damage, so we don't really have any AoE. That is unfortunate. So, do we think we're going to be able to kill this guy? Actually, let's hold off on your action. Because a blind here might be a smart move. We'll have to see what all of our options are here. I mean, it's almost certainly got to be the case that you killing this guy makes sense. Obviously, we should kill an enemy if we can kill an enemy. Then you can hit this dude pretty hard. I guess I should maybe have moved apart from the chain lightning. Yeah, maybe. You cannot get anywhere near being able to flash arrow that guy, right? If we go to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty near, it's just not there. Right, you have no angle on everybody. Okay, well I think that pretty much tears it. This is obviously the right play now. Alright, so we're going to endure some more chain lightning, but it is the only thing that will happen. I might lose this Huntress. And if I do, it's not the end of the world. Okay, nope, just some terrible play on their part. Still kind of a pain to move flying units around. I really do appreciate how accurate the Huntresses are and at what a range. I mean, it helps that those dudes had no interest in taking any cover at all. But that felt pretty powerful. And then our units are going to heal nice and fast. We are already progressing pretty well toward having 4 points of population here. Definitely feels to me like we want a central replicator factory. And then we are totally going to remember to build a colonizer as early as we can this time. So I guess for now, yeah, just like feel around. Let's find some stuff. So yeah, who are these guys? They have a dwelling nearby. They have Spacer Psychos. Look at those dudes. I want to be friends with these guys. They're friends with the beasts and stuff. Oh yeah, that fits right. You guys fit right in. You have helicopters that launch flaming barrels. Couldn't be any better of a match, really. Can't remember. Is there something you have to... There's not a thing to research in order to gain access to diplomacy with the minor factions, right? It's just It's just you have to wait until they call you up and say, hey, what's up? Can we initiate? I'm here to offer you protection. That's right, this is how you do it. You have to talk to them first. The Spacers are violent gangs that roam the ruined worlds of the Star Union, looting anything of value. That does kind of sound like our jam, doesn't it? They originated from the masses that were kept subdued using infinite virtual entertainment. Hey, you look funny. Never seen clothes like that before. I assume he's referring to our helmet, which actually does look pretty similar to their helmets, so he's not really right about that. Looks all fancy and stuff. Spacers is our clan. We're the free people of this land and answer to no one. We take what we want when we want, so you best remember that. We'll be keeping an eye on you. By the way, you got any black necks on you? No, our necks are sort of a tan color, but we're here to offer you protection. That's nice, but we don't need protected. Ever since the Empire fell and we were unplugged from Dreamscape, we've been left to our own devices. Oh man, this is like... It turns out this game is the sequel to Hypnospace Outlaw. Actually, there is something you could do, though. Some business that needs taken care of. What kind of business? Does it involve murder? Oh, look at that. So you're big and tough, right? Well, we thought it'd be a good idea to, make a petting zoo. We get these urges, and while animals look so touchable... Hold on a second here. But Dingo got his arm ripped off, and something swooped down and snatched up Baitmaster. Now they're breeding faster than we can keep track. Could you destroy it? I mean, I'm sure it's not that dangerous. Alright, this is not entirely on mission, but we're trying to make friends here. That does give us a direction, at least. Yo, what is this? Is that a person riding a dinosaur? Small... Oh, actually, these are Amazon units. That's a thing I'm gonna get to build? Really? Well, we have to do a military... Because we have to be using our military units. We have to play militarily. Okay, I'm excited about this glimpse of our future that we just received. What does this do? It gives you resistances. I'm not going to veer off course for that. I don't think that that's necessary. Alright, we will go forth and we will do battle with those dudes, and we will also search for caches of unguarded resources. So, biochemical and laser trees, also the Promethean tree and the Amazon tree. We have a lot of options as far as weaponry goes. Let's try to get some good units first. So, Arborian Sentinels, Harriers. Where's the thing that rides the... I was about to say where's the thing that rides the thing, but you know what I'm talking about. The Pteranodon is over there. Pretty hard not to beeline for the Pteranodon, but we should probably pick up a variety of things in the early going here. Primal Awareness Amplifier removes the ability to be flanked, and it seems okay. Alright, we've seen Instinct Controllers already. Down here in the Biochemical line, we could get attacks from biochemical weapons now deal arc damage and have a chance to apply Electrified. So there's lots of different damage types have these infusion things, right, that you can put on. Incinerator modules make a lot of sense. We do have laser weapons. Are my Huntress's bows technically laser weapons? Because they do biological damage, right? Yeah, we have units that have access to the laser channel, so maybe it's still worth picking up, but it wouldn't be awesome for us right now. It would work on the Shrikes. Laser Strikes deals 25 damage with massive impact. That's a nice amount of damage for a low tier strategic operation. And you know how I love those damage operations. And if we went the Purifier route, what are we looking at? Purification Field. See, I told you, the fire is all about renewal. This can be applied to any unit except animals. Well, that seems a little judgmental. Alright, what else are we looking at here? Like, what are we looking at in terms of actual units? The Amazon Purifier. Well, I mean, it's a purifier. It's an Amazon Purifier because it's us, right? But Plasma Bow. Can I open this unit's description here? Yeah, these guys seem alright. So is this technically... It doesn't say the word laser on it. Arrows that ignite with plasma midair. Does our hero's attack have an explicit laser tag? It says the word laser in the name. Maybe that's any attack that benefits from that burning thing is an attack that has laser in its name. Maybe that's how the tagging system works. So basically, what I'm getting from this is that this does not seem all that good for us at the moment. We don't have access to a lot of early laser stuff. It's basically just the Shrikes and our hero. Excuse me. Stagger resistance and also arc resistance. Summon thick roots to protect a friendly ground unit, healing it and preventing it from moving. It also gains 4 armor and regenerates considerable amount of its health every turn. I'm kind of thinking heavy laser applications, even though the incinerator module is of somewhat dubious value right now. Having a functional tactical move just seems like it's so important. Did I not actually... I didn't click the research button. Okay. And then society research. Let's have a look at our options here. Colonies gain plus 10 industry for every forest sector. That seems pretty good for us. Plus 10 food for every Arcadian sector connected to your colonies. I mean, our starting sector is definitely forested. There's a forest over here in Cerulean Thicket. It looks like this is fertile plains. You can see the trees are a lot less dense here. So I don't really want to expand into... Well, maybe I do, because there's an energy thing. Yeah, and we have lots of sources of food. Okay, so if we are planning to expand this way... Yeah, Verdant Awakening and then running Ecological Construction as our starting doctrine actually, I think, makes a lot of sense. I'm excited about this game. I think we've got some cool stuff going on so far. Got our basic factory. So there are only 4 units in the army. Mega Beetle Babies, and we got some Hopper Hounds. I'm not wild about fighting Hopper Hounds as Amazons. It's like we really don't want stuff on top of us. And actually, they melee really hard. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this. Anyway, let's do it. I mean, I'm certainly not so concerned about it that I'm not going to try it. There is an Ion Storm here. Oh, that's not great. Especially since we have more units than they do. It's more likely that we are going to get hit. Well, I mean, let's manual it. Let's just try to do our best. We can maybe keep some of our people safe. And we have a fair amount of energy to play with early on. Oh, we don't have that operation researched yet. That's right. It's going to take time. Okay. I just want to make sure that my huntresses are always in cover, because we get extra range from it. And this guy is definitely going to pounce on us, right? This would be a great time to have Overwatch. See, the range on this is 9 spaces. Scanning that one dude doesn't really make all that much sense. The range on this is only 5. We could run up to here and sleep the red guy. That's definitely going to get my Biomancer attacked, though. Yeah, this is pretty awkward. They always position themselves just right to make your attacks really bad. I'm trying to... There we go. Okay, so you're not going to get a shot no matter what we do. Well, that's crummy. Yeah, I guess we just don't have any good options here. It is a real shame not to have Overwatch. It works for us thematically, but it's a real shame. I'm just gonna defense mode, I suppose. And then you, I think we probably do go for this. Okay, cool. Make things a little bit easier. It's like, do I offer the hero up basically as a sacrifice to draw their attention? She has a lot of health. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Well, that was pretty lucky. Because the Huntresses are not super tough, right? We want to be very cautious about having the enemies attack them. Okay, so, first of all, flying guy. Then, let's have a look at what we can do with these beetles. Is there any chance we're going to be able to kill these beetles? Actually, it doesn't look terrible. Is this... do they have a ton of resistances? No, it's just specifically biochemical. Well, we only get one attack with my melee. I guess this is not repeatable anyway. So we always only get one attack. And I don't want to run over there in melee if I think we're going to be able to kill it, because these things explode. Yeah, I think we just have to suffer through and take some real damage here. So you probably just finish that guy off. Get rid of that Overwatch. Do a really small amount of damage a whole bunch of times, as is our usually our strategy, it seems like. Okay, and then I don't think we want to wake this guy up, right? He should be out for one more turn, so let's just move over here, get ready to melee him. Actually, I don't know, does sleep in this game work that way? Yes, the sleep effect is cancelled if they take direct damage. It's a pretty standard video game mechanic, but I realized I wasn't actually certain that it was the same in this game as it is in others. I think our hero's gonna be just fine. Oh, never mind, I forgot about that thing. Okay, that guy is actually dead now. I also forgot about the fact that those guys that they get back up. Okay, should be pretty straightforward from here. Maybe we don't want the Spacers' help if this is a thing they couldn't do for themselves. Maybe they were just lazy. Yeah, it is pretty far away from their base. Alright, I am overjoyed to have 26 free industry. That's a nice thing to have this early in the game. So we probably just want to make some military units. Yeah, Lancers, that's what I want. They weren't on the tech tree because you can already build them at the beginning of the game. Works for me. Alright, so you guys are going to want to turn back around. The High Rollers Dance Hall, check that out. This landmark is an advanced food sector. Is it? It's a dance hall? I mean, I guess there's like a restaurant, there's a bar in the place. Trips to the Elysium Park were renowned for their ability to restore the morale and vitality of the most miserable souls. Literally heals you. That's how good of an amusement park it is. Okay, well this seems great. We should definitely build a thing over in this direction. Where does this teleporter go? Okay. That's not too dangerous of a location. And this right here is... that's the Autonom symbol? No, that's the Paragon symbol. Alright, we're not going to officially meet the Paragon just yet, because I don't want to have to try to juggle multiple minor faction relationships. Look at that, I can learn things. Alright, seems like all of the loot around here is pretty well guarded. Oh, except for that stuff right there. We have to have our army come back home so that they can grab the cerulean thicket for us. Oh, and also a production stash pickup that I missed. Because we can now pick up our first sector. Inside the vessel, you find a Psyfish chrysalis trapped in a glass vat, unconscious. According to the ship's remaining logs, the machinery that is attached to the vat has the following functions. So we could get ourselves a chrysalis. We could get almost an entire turn of of science, or we could free it to the wild, gaining reputation. And I mean, that's a pretty significant amount of reputation. We intend to probably go to war with a lot of people here. It just sort of makes sense thematically. But we don't necessarily want to go to war with all of them at the same time, so maybe reputation matters. I don't remember the Chrysalis being a particularly good unit. It's this guy. No, this guy's actually pretty good. Got all kinds of resistances and stuff. Yeah, I actually like these dudes. Yeah, let's take it then. And it can help us scout. We can get even more intel. The Temple of Nocturnal Thoughts unlocks the Shrine of Darkness and a doctrine operation that helps out with your Cynumbra attack. That's interesting. Access the Forbidden Library. Yeah, this is a very Cynumbra-focused building. That's cool. I like the fact that there are some types of landmarks in the game that are very specific like that. Alright, do we want to build some Lancers now that we can? They seem cool. So they have the same laser lance abilities as the hero. They'd be good with that mod on them, which we will almost have finished researching. They're pretty fast moving. Like we could swap out something in the main army for one or two of these. Maybe we don't need 3 Huntresses. Then I mean, like the hero kind of has the role under control, though. The thing is, we don't have a lot of economic type structures to build yet. Yeah, build me a Lancer. And I know about this. We're getting there. We'll have it in a moment. What is the negotiation cost with these guys? 45? Alright. Annex ourselves a pretty nice forest sector, and use our new floating unit to look for even more treasure. Okay, no luck there, but that looks like it might be unguarded. Oh no, it says Owner Spacers Faction. Probably not. Boy, there sure are a lot of Spacers units around here. So what are we doing with you now? I guess we could just go around fighting people for stuff. Well, let's go get this, and then yeah, we'll fight people for treasure. We don't have a lot of other terribly important things to do at the moment. We've completed our Verdant Awakening. The Phoenix Dawn protocols. All of your colonies ignore economic penalties from hazards and volcanic. And Promethean units are cheaper to build and use. We probably want to pick up some of this basic stuff, like frontier facilities, you know, so that we can build colonizers. Remember how I said that was important? And let's run... I think we want to run ecological construction. We already have enough food coming in from the land. I think that makes sense. And Hodin does have an unexploited sector. We're getting there. Okay, we're definitely going to build it as an agriculture... Well, no, we're not, right? We're going to build it as an energy exploitation? We could do either. It grants plus 10 energy, and then an additional 5 if it's put in an exploitation, or in an energy exploitation. But maybe we want to just focus on this as a food sector, because it is a really good food sector. It would also be an okay energy sector. The Arcadian thing has a boost for that. For right now, let's make it an energy sector, I guess. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We have plenty of places around us where it'd be a good idea to build a food exploitation. Right, that looks maybe unguarded. No, I was right, it's not. This one is, though. Hey, free energy. What kind of place is that? Oh, it's free movement points. You know, a place where you can plug your bird in to charge it. A little worried about these guys. So over here we have an Imperial Standard, which I think is a free level up, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, we should have a look at what our units get from leveling. So they become evasive, which we can guess what that does. They get shrug off. Do we know what that means? What is shrug off? +3 resistance against status effects. Okay, it seems like they could have just written status effect resistance, but okay. And you, when you level up all the way, get evasive. So leveling these units up early it's not nearly as good as like leveling up your indentured and getting an extra space of shooting range, but it's not bad. Alright, go kill some dudes. Our boys will be spectating, so put on a show. I am very serious about certain values of rating. Alright, show me... Oh, apparently we've met somebody. Watch yourself, Phoebe the Determined. I appreciate him using my full name. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing. Your honesty will be measured and judged, so choose your words carefully. The Devar do not allocate resources to taking care of prisoners. Hey, listen, you like fire, I like fire. It seems to me like we can maybe get along, at least for a while. We'll be watching your movements closely. We should take over some Devar stuff and have a combined Devar and Amazon empire, which is to say probably we're actually going to try to kill this guy. But for right now, while we're still building up, let's be a little bit diplomatic. So that's his capital. We know where his capital is right away. Oh, that's a good point. I should be paying attention to my empire tasks, because we might have some things that we want to do in a real hurry here. Make sure we get Pioneer on them, but the first thing we're going to do is kill these dudes. Their army has a power of 806, which is... Hold on a second. Am I actually afraid here? No, this is the same army we fought at the beginning of the game, and our units are just better now than they were. I mean, they're not like a lot better. And next turn we'll have the incinerator modules available and also laser strikes, so maybe I want to wait a turn on that. Let's head over there. We'll actually attack next turn. Oh, you can come help us. What a time for you to have shown up. Oh. Where are these? Marauders have attacked the capital. Well, it's not the capital, but... yeah, manual combat. I mean, we're gonna have to do our best work here. We're gonna lose this battle, probably. It was described as impossible, but we gotta try. So we don't have our operation done until next turn. You lot gotta take up cover positions. So what are we up against here? An initiate with brain powers. And a frenzied and a transcendent, which is very annoying. I mean, these are fairly serious units. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn our main army around here. We probably can just kill those things that we're looking at now, and then still be able to get back and have full health by the time we return. Really, I'm only getting 40% on these guys. Huh. Well, that is a shame. So he did transfer pain here? It's interesting. Well, this guy's probably more dangerous, right? Yeah, consuming gaze is ridiculously powerful. Man, look at how modded out they are already. Are they all like that, or is it just him? No, they're all like that. Not all of them, not the flyer, but everybody else is like that. Well, that's a real problem for us. Man, you know what else is a real problem for us? The fact that I don't have a lot of good cover over here. Well... So I really need to be able to shoot from here. If I move you to the side, you lose your shot. I don't really want my two guys right on top of each other, because these dudes do have AoE. But it's like... I guess fall back, never mind. Never mind, we won't attack, because we don't have an approach. I mean, there's some advantage in getting them to come forward and not be in defense mode. Alright, I think we should be able to finish you off, probably. There we go. Removing one or two of them from the battle would be really nice. He's probably just going to go for his heal, but who knows? Maybe he'll miss it or something. Man, if we had our laser blast, we could have just killed him there. This might be a good time to just try to blind them. Okay, blind landed. We're not going to be able to kill the one that has the transferring pain on him, so... That guy has a heal, though, right? Yeah. Boy, the blind didn't affect him at all. Really, you guys, must you get grazes on such easy shots? Alright, I may lose, but we have broken the back of this army. I don't know if there's a lot of value in trying to like do a run around or anything here. Let's just do some damage and get it over with. Huh. They turned me into a gross thing. Alright, well, we'll come back and get it. It's not a big deal. So somebody already completed the emissary. We were close. Somebody already completed the builder. Found a second colony. It is turn 8, so you would have to immediately do frontier facilities, and then like the colonizer has to be built the instant you finish that. You probably have to buy it out with energy. And we maybe could have done that. Alright, so refits on the hero are instant and do not cause that annoying effect. So let's just do the refit on you. And then have Adam. And we have an advantage here, and we'll get to use our tactical operation if I feel like we need it. Honestly, we probably should do it, because at this point in the game, energy is still easy enough to come by that it's not a big deal to pay that cost. Boy, it sure does suck that they stopped exactly where they weren't in any danger at all. Do that, and defense mode. I mean, is it even worth shooting at them while they're in their defense mode? I guess if I could get close enough to do a good blinding arrow, it would be, but I don't think it is. Especially since it likes to start my huntresses so far back. I do wish that you had a little bit more control over how your unit's deployed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we could blind that guy, but not both of them. That's a shame. Well, I think I'm going to run one of the units around this way. I guess maybe that's the Biomancer. That's not. Who should be doing that? Oh well. Too late now. Honestly, the hero should probably be over here. If I put the hero right here, we're guaranteeing that this guy will move this way and do do chain lightnings over here, so is that a thing I want to happen? Honestly, maybe. Keep them away from the actual huntresses. So right now, all of the chain lightning dudes will be drawn over here toward the chain lightningable direction. If I'm not careful with how I move this huntress, we might distract them into running elsewhere, and I kind of want them to... I would love it if they would gather up. There's just not enough room, though. Like, with the chain lightning having a 2-space bounce. I guess, like, this puts you in a place where chain lightning could bounce, but I think these units are both far enough back that it won't, they won't have the option of attacking there anyway. Or at least not very many times. Okay. So they had a terrible go of it there. What I really want to do with the Biomancer is get a heal onto you, but that's not... I mean, it's possible if I move the Huntress into a better location. So obviously I would love to stab people. Can run out into the open. We can't really run to a place where I have cover where I could attack from. Next turn I could run to here, but I think I just have to be a threat. Have to make it clear to them that they are in a bad way. This does 25 damage. Potentially more because of burning, but since burning in this game, burn damage takes place at the end of people's turns instead of at the beginning, it's a lot less attractive. Well, it's pretty much got to be like this, right? Run over here, get into melee Overwatch right between these two dudes. Then we can figure everything else out afterward. I mean, that seems like a pretty good move for the bird. We could potentially have pulled a crit there and just gotten the kill outright. It's a shame that didn't happen. So you have to move to different cover. If you move to here, then the Biomancer can get to you. Alright, remember that guy's gonna get back up in a second here. So you really have to move. This is a terrible move. Actually, this just really sucks. So I need to have five tiles is the range. Actually, I can just hit you from here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then if I move you to here... maybe we can find a kill on this guy. Alright, can the remaining Amazon hit that dude at all? No, but she could hit this guy. Okay, that's interesting. Can we hit that guy? We can only hit him once. And he has 13 health, so it won't be enough. That being the case, I think we're going to laser bomb him. Oh, it's not going to kill him. But a laser bomb on this guy would be lethal. I'm still going to laser bomb this guy. And we'll just take the move that allows us to get one shot off on him. Okay, that works. Alright, we are in for some damage here. Okay, we forced the beetle to go after our hero instead of after one of the the huntresses, which is definitely good for us. You can do this. How do I want to... Man, how do I want to do this thing? that gets rid of him, which means that we can focus the hero elsewhere. Trying to make sure we're doing this in the most sensible way. If I have you shoot at this guy, I don't think that really helps us, because this Amazon doesn't have any other move. Right, like, she's definitely not going to be able to get into a place where she can shoot at any of the stuff that's going on down there. So we use her to pop that dude. Then you can move forward and get this one finished off. Okay, and now there's only actually one enemy left, so that makes things a little bit more straightforward. Can you get that first kill off? It looks like it. And then it's going to stand up right next to our hero's melee overwatch. Oh, or not. That thing doesn't fire if the battle ended. Well, I guess we have a thing for the Lancer to do now. Just join right up. I mean, the Shrike is... I don't know. The Shrike doesn't seem great. And I am definitely going to continue using tactical operations in combat as much as possible. We usually get that that award. So next up we have Photon Acceleration, Stagger Impact, and 20% damage. Seems like a pretty good mod. 10 damage in a 1 hex radius with a strong chance to blind also seems like a very, very good operation. Purifier Core and the Purifier Gun for heroes. That's certainly interesting. It's a lot of damage. And it sets the hex on fire. Or we could move toward picking up some more Amazon units. And this unit does also have a laser cannon. Yeah, maybe we want to grab this guy. So that would take us through Protective Grounding, which gives us... I don't know. Protective Grounding itself doesn't seem very good. Tactical Protection, on the other hand... No, they're both kind of bad. They're both just things that you get on the way to other things. Fair enough. Warcry. Friendly units within 2 hexes gain 28% increased damage, but it's a full action. Not really a thing we want to be doing with this hero's turn. Unit quickly surges to another hex, dealing damage to all adjacent units. A fair amount of damage. Has high impact, can burn people. This actually seems great. I mean, it's dangerous. Like, we take this and also we grab Vitality 3, probably, because we desperately need the health. I like that. Make our hero a very effective skirmishing unit. We could float out over the water and see if any of that stuff's unguarded, but I'm a little bit more inclined to... yeah, let's stop on the shore. I definitely don't want to get over the water. A little bit more inclined to come over here and explore this stuff. Since it looks like our hero army may not have quite the freedom of movement we would like. Also, hey, free stuff. Oh yeah, 42 production. Try to loot as many of the drops around the Dvar as possible so that they don't get any benefit from them. And now that we've built that thing... Okay, we can't build any buildings. Oh, that's right, we don't have control of it, actually. Never mind. Well, let's get ourselves a specialist training center. We should have access to all of our military units. And let's take back Cerulean Thicket. What an annoying thing for a Marauder army to show up and do. Okay, well that won't be happening again. Our colonizer unit is pretty weird looking. So I mean, obviously energy development makes sense since we only have an energy sector at the moment. I don't think we need area surveillance just yet. Let's go ahead and do this. Hodin is definitely going to be building us a colonizer. Would have been really nice to have built that a little bit earlier. Alright, you just float across here. That's free stuff. We found another chrysalis. You know what? Yeah. Gimme. If it was right to do it the first time, it's also right to do it the second time. Oh, and it looks like he's gonna be able to loot us a thing on the way home. Where does this go? Okay. Far into the darkness. The answer is, who knows? And we don't really have any movement left. I'm just gonna stay right here in case those marauders come back. I think that's a sensible thing to do. And I also think this is maybe a sensible place to end the episode. So we've got ourselves a not exactly ideal start, but some kind of foundation at least. We've got ourselves some cool units, an exciting political philosophy, and a whole bunch of laser guns. I don't know how we could possibly be better set up. So thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow. We are going to burn this planet down and replant it. And we'll see you then.